G'day everybody, it's Ash here. Hope you're doing well. Today in this video, I'm just going to talk about my last mushroom journey. So it was back on Friday the 6th of Jan. It was the day before the full moon. It was a full moon Gemini or a wolf moon on Friday the 7th of Jan. And I decided the number 7 was coming up a lot for me the couple of months leading up to that point. And so I decided to do a 7-gram mushroom dose, spend the whole day with the mushrooms and dancing with the spirit of the mushrooms and connecting with the medicine. And I'm just going to do a bit of a summary and let you know how it all went. Basically, the couple of weeks before I journeyed, you know, I'd had a period of about 3 months, probably even longer, probably four months, maybe longer, since my last mushroom journey. And since I did my last mushroom journey, my energy had been off the charts every day, just abundant energy, vitality, just glowing, soul on fire, just pure bliss for like 4 months straight since my last mushroom journey. That's how powerful this medicine is. I just love dancing with it. And so yeah, I'd had and been real productive and just focused and putting lots of good energy into lots of different projects and helping lots of people and healing, you know, relationships with people and healing other people. Like it's just been a beautiful 4 months. So yeah, but then a couple of weeks before I did this last journey, the universe was stirring some things up for me quite clearly. I'd been feeling a bit of pain. I'd actually injured my back, which had triggered some emotional pain. And so there was a lot of stuff coming up around money and fear and scarcity. And what was really obvious to me was that I thought that I'd done a lot of work on fear, and I have. I've done huge amounts of work for the past 10 years now on fear. But in the subconscious, it was still there in such a big way. And that was really obvious in that couple of weeks leading up to this journey. And so the universe had stirred that up for me and said, Ash, I'm going to bring this up to the surface for you. And if you want to get rid of it, then that's up to you. I'll leave it to you. But I had that awareness, thankfully. And you know, thanks to a lot of the work that I've been doing and meditating and yoga and, you know, all the medicine work that I do. And it was so obvious, and I was ready to let that go, and I have now. You know, it's been a couple of weeks since that journey, and man, my life has changed profoundly since this journey. I have shedded massively, and I'm no longer sitting in that fear mindset around money. My relationship with money is so different now. And I'm manifesting abundance in every fucking moment. It's fucking incredible. All right, so 7-gram mushroom journey. The intentions were to release all fear around money, to fuck it off forever. I wanted to access abundance codes if they were available. I wanted to seek guidance and clarity around manifesting abundance. I wanted to heal my fear of being unworthy. So the fear, there was a limiting belief there around feeling unworthy, not being worthy of financial abundance in general. That was very clear. So I wanted to heal that fear. I wanted to heal the fear of not having enough or not being enough. I wanted to move past scarcity mindset and channel abundant thinking. I wanted to, it's time to heal these deep wounds. And as always, I wanted to deepen my connection with the sacred medicine. I pulled an oracle card. It was Asclepius, which is sacred medicine, funnily enough. That was a beautiful oracle card to pull. Some affirmations that I wrote down was, I'm ready to break this cycle of fear and scarcity. And I was just so ready. It was just so beautiful. Notes from the journey. I had this one come through a lot, and it was just, and I wrote it down. It's all, and I'm talking about life here, right? Because I'm always exploring the meaning of life with these medicines and these journeys. And what came through really clearly was, it's all just such a beautiful remembering. Remembering who you are. Coming back to source, creator spirit. Because we are creator spirit, we are source. There's no separation, but we forget. And so maybe life is just a beautiful remembering. That's what was coming through really strongly. had a story from my childhood come through. It was when I was about 6 years old. I was with my Uncle Warren driving back from my nan's farm one night. I was a young fella and it was night time, dark. We stopped on the side of the road because he said, look, can you see all the frogs jumping around? And I said, no, I can't see them, Uncle Warren. And Uncle Warren pulled over and he opened the car door and he grabbed the frog and he showed me in the back, and I held it in my hand and it hopped around and whatever, and I connected with this frog on this dark night in Windermere, Victoria, just near my nan's farm, my nan and pa's farm. And that story came through. I relived that story in a very slow way, and I was telling that story to myself. It was beautiful. It could have been a movie or something. It was just absolutely unreal. Funnily enough as well, the night before the medicine journey, I was out watering my seedlings in the garden, and what did I find? A frog. So there's lots of frog energy in my journey, and I have, everywhere I've lived my whole life, I've never seen a frog at my home, in my garden. Like, I've never seen a frog. The only other time I saw a frog, like a wild frog, was with my Uncle Warren that day when we stopped. So yeah, very interesting frog energy. What else came through was just don't forget who you really are. That came through very strongly. There was something about sexual healing, not for me, but like for others. And it felt like I had this lived experience and I think it was a past lifetime, that I was a sexual healer. I was a sexual god, a sex god. And I would heal people through sex. I was like a male prostitute. I think I was male, maybe I wasn't, but it felt like I was. But it felt like, and I had this awareness of women in general that I've met today who need sexual healing. Like I know so many women who their partners are not satisfying them on a sexual level. And so there was something there about me in a past lifetime being a sex god or a sexual healer. And that was interesting as well. What else we got? The number 7 was coming up a lot. There was a woman in this past life that I did perform a sexual healing. She fell pregnant. She had a baby. The boy's name was Toby. He was born on the 7th. It felt really difficult to release the fear, the deep fear around money and scarcity. My body was jolting, but the fear felt so deep that it wasn't moving. Like, it was really deep, this fear around money and scarcity. The medicine took a long time to take hold for me this time. It was quite a big dose. I've done an 8-gram dose. That was the previous dose I've done. So I'm used to big doses. The last time I did it, it kicked in really quick. This time, I thought the medicine wasn't working, which, I had that moment where I was like, is nothing going to happen here? And then it took hold. But it took a long time. It felt like an hour and a half, maybe more, which is unusual. My wife, Ali, she came in and, so she wasn't home for the day, but she had some things to do, but she came in at one point and just kissed me and told me I was safe. That was really beautiful. And that triggered some emotional crying, and that sort of started the journey for me. Then I connected with my inner child, who I had forgotten about for a while. I hadn't been connecting with him for the past few months, but I kept saying sorry to him, and I cried a lot. Sorry for not treating him well. I hadn't treated him very well. I'd forgotten about him, so he was sad. And I said, it's been so long since I've seen you, and lots of crying around that. After that, I spent 3 to 4 hours in the realm of the dreaming, which is so beautiful. I visited many people in their future dreams. I time traveled forwards in time to people's future dreams. I visited Carl Barron, of all people, the comedian. I asked him over and over again, why are you so funny, Carl? It's like, why are you so funny, Carl? It was like just a pondering for him, and I was in his dream, and I was just asking him that question because that's what he needed to hear to trigger some sort of healing for him. It was strange. I visited some other people that I knew, people that I've been working with lately, and I sort of left clues for them in their dreams to help them remember. And I also left clues for myself in my dreams, so I can help remember in the future through the dreaming, through future dreams that I'm going to have. I wanted to take notes, but instead I had the idea that I could leave the clues in the dreaming instead of taking notes, because at that point I was like on the floor, heavy. I couldn't get myself up like to make notes about anything. The notepad wasn't nearby. I was deep in the journey, you know. And I thought it was quite funny that humans take notes. That made me laugh a lot. It was like just the concept of humans have to take notes. It tickled me. About 4 p.m. I ate some sushi. So this journey started at 9:30 a.m. You know, I made some cacao. I mixed in the mushrooms. I started at 9:30. About 4 p.m. I felt like a little bit of food. Had some sushi that was in the fridge from the day before. Not the best idea. Don't do that, guys. That is a horrible idea. Eat fresh food, something light, some fruit salad I find is the best. I'm never eating, especially day-old sushi. I would never eat that anyway normally, but anyway, it was in the fridge and I just thought it was a good idea. I felt really fucking ill after that, and I fucking burned up like a motherfucker, real hot, and I was at the table and I just put my head down and I fucking fainted. Like, I passed out for like momentarily, and then my world spun, and then I came back and I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, but then I felt okay, and I got up and I was like, I just need to go to a dark room and rest. So I did that for the next couple of hours and just rested it off. But it wasn't the best idea to eat day-old sushi, at the end of the mushroom journey. Lesson learned. Yep, that's that. And then, before I knew it, I'd rested, and Ali came home at about 6 o'clock, and I was feeling better and felt good, and that was all good. And that was my medicine journey. Now this one, I'll just finish with this, like a bit of advice. I was pretty ungrounded the few days leading up to this medicine journey. The universe had shaken things up for me, and I was ungrounded as fuck. And it was like I was limping to the line. I'd picked this date, the 6th of Jan, to have this medicine journey to move this energy through, for this healing, to connect with the medicine. And I should have postponed it because I wasn't grounded. And you want to be grounded as you possibly can when you go into especially a big mushroom dose. A smaller dose you can probably get away with, but bigger dose, not a good idea. I still had a beautiful journey. I still, moved all that energy through, did a lot of healing, connected with the medicine, being in the dreaming realm was a whole new experience. So it all worked out in the end, and it's now 2 weeks later, and I'm manifesting so many projects and healing so many more people than I was just a few weeks ago. It was profound. It's always profound. It's profound medicine. But that's just a little bit of advice. And look, I'll just say as well, the day before, because I was feeling really ungrounded, I did drop some acid, a bit of LSD the day before in the morning, because that really calms me and just can put me in. I don't think that was a good idea, and I wouldn't do that again in the future. I wouldn't mix synthetic substances, being LSD, with or near a mushroom journey as well, because there's just going to be a bit of interference there. And also be careful with pharmaceuticals too. You don't want to mix any pharmaceuticals in. Like, you want to be pretty clean as you can be leading up to it. Be meditating, be journaling, be clear about things, and just just be mindful of those things. Be as prepared as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if you're not feeling sure about your journey, and on the morning when I woke up and I was like, it was mushroom morning, I was like, I'm not sure if this is a good idea, and I should have listened to that and just postponed it. but I didn't, and that's lesson learned, and you need to be really careful. Because the fainting part was probably the scariest. That was like, yeah, okay, there's something, you know, it was a bit of a scary moment where I was like, and I was burning up real hot, and that was probably just trauma and energy moving through the body as it does. But I could have I chatted with my mentor, one of my mentors who's worked with mushrooms for more than 10 years plus and very experienced with them, and that was her advice. Be more prepared, just postpone it, but just try and get yourself more grounded. Don't mix anything synthetic or any pharmaceuticals or anything like that. Keep it real clean, and you'll have a nice safe journey. And as always, I recommend having a space holder if you're new to this. So definitely don't go out on your own and pick mushrooms and do it by yourself. Keep yourself safe, look after yourself, look after your friends and family, and keep yourself safe. You know, be careful if you're working with this medicine. I'm always available to have a chat with anyone if you have any questions. I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you so much. Love you all. Bye.